Hello, we are Brit, Pim and Rune, 3 sixth formers of SMIC and junior representatives of EPAS. EPAS stands for European Parliament Ambassador School. So that means a school that promotes and defends the values of the European Union. One of these values is freedom of thought and speech. That value has been rewarded for 31 years by the European Union by means of the Sakharov Prize. But what or who is it Sakharov?
Andrei Sakharov was born on the 21st of May 1921 in Russia. Because of his father Dmitry Sakharov, who was a physicist, Andrei was inspired by and passionate about science from an early age on. After his science studies, he made a career as a nuclear physicist. At the end of the 1940s, he even became an important member of the team that invented the hydrogen bomb.
A weapon that was used by the Russians in World War II and that can cause many deaths and enormous damage because of its radioactivity. Having developed the bomb, Sakharov quickly became aware of its disastrous impact and decided to step out of the program. Instead, he became a dissident and started fighting against the use of nuclear experiments and weapons. He also joined several human rights movements, in which he had an influential role fighting for rights of all human beings. And it was for this role, and especially for his part in the fight against the oppression of dissidents and political victims, which he was, that Sakharov received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1975.
Later, in 1980, he was banned by Soviet Union authorities and was expelled to Gorky. This way, he could not have any contact with the outside world, in particular with the politicians who supported him. His freedom of thought and speech was taken away from him. In 1988, the European Parliament created a new prize, a prize that would honor people who fight for and defend human rights and freedom of speech. The Parliament named this prize after Andrei Sakharov, a recognition of his courageous work. He risked his own career, gave up his personal freedom to fight for human rights. Sakharov was moved by and grateful for this gesture.
The first Sakharov Prize was awarded to Nelson Mandela from South Africa and Anatoly Marchenko from the Soviet Union in December 1988, 30 years ago. These people and many after them have dedicated their lives to struggle for the human rights and freedom of thought. Because of that, they were chosen by the European Parliament's Committee of Foreign Affairs and Committee on Development.
How does one get to win this prize? Every year in July, political parties call on a number of nominees which are evaluated. This list with nominees is shortlisted to 3 finalists following a joint vote. The finalists this year are 3 Brazilian people: Marielle Franco, a Brazilian politician, feminist, and human rights activist, who was assassinated on the 13th March 2018. Franco was known for her work related to the rights of minorities, especially LGTB and the people living in the poor favelas. The 2 other Brazilians, Chief Raoni and Claudelise Silva dos Santos, are known for defending the Amazon forest and its indigenous people. The Restorers, a group of 5 students, aged between 17 and 19 years old, who have developed an app to help girls find help and deal with female genital mutilation. Eyam Tati, an economist fighting for the rights of ethnic minorities in China. He's also this year's winner.